How's it going, everyone? Cheeseman64 here, coming at you with another fictional character in D&D. In the neon-lit streets of Night City, a skilled netrunner from Cyberpunk Edgerunners navigates the shadows with unparalleled agility and cunning. Let's bring Lucy to life in the world of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. As always with these builds, we have to start somewhere. And that is going to be the difficulty of the build and the difficulty of the RP. For the difficulty of the build, I'm going to rank this a 3 out of 5. It is a moderately complex build, for our class will have both magic casting and martial abilities, which requires us to understand both mechanics and spellcasting rules. On top of that, we also have a kind of tight spell selection to choose from, which will make it hard to replicate Lucy's ability from the show. This will be used as a way to sort of fluff up her skills in her hacking abilities. Last but not least, we also have multitasking. Managing both stealth and combat effectively, along with using spells strategically, can be somewhat challenging for new players. So for those reasons, we are going to go with 3 out of 5. As for the roleplay difficulty, I'm going to go with a 2 out of 5. Lucy's calm and collected demeanor, along with her loyalty and distrust of authority, is, honestly pretty straightforward. And incorporating her netrunner and hacking skills into the narrative can be pretty fun and engaging. But it also doesn't require a lot of advanced roleplay skills. And then maintaining her personality and ideals throughout the campaign is important, but again, it's not too difficult. So overall, the build requires a moderate understanding of basic D&D mechanics, while the roleplay is relatively easy and enjoyable. So, let's get into character concept and what we want to do with this build. Our overall goal of this build is to copy her netrunner and hacking abilities, as well as her thieving ways. So we want to be good at what we do, we want to be stealthy, and we want to be skilled. So, how are we going to do that? What better way to start than with our race? For Lucy, we're going to go ahead and choose the half-elf race. This choice provides a good balance of agility, charisma, and versatility, which fits the character well. For our ability scores, we get +2 charisma and +1 to 2 of our choice, which we put into dexterity and intelligence. We'll also get Darkvision up to 60 feet, Ancestry, which will give us advantage on being charmed and can't be magically put to sleep. Then, we'll also get Fleet of Foot from our elf heritage. It'll give us an increase of a base walking speed to 35 instead of 30. Alternatively, you also can go with skill versatility, which will give you 2 additional proficiencies in any skills of your choice if you want to make her more of a skill junkie. As for our background, we are going to go ahead and choose criminal and /spy. This, again, reflects her netrunner and hacking skills, because it will give us deception and stealth, give us skills in the gaming set, and thieves tools, and also give us a reliable criminal contact for roleplay purposes. Next, we're going to go into ability score. As always, I use point buy. However, feel free to use whatever system you wish, and just use this as a general guide as follows. So our highest stat is obviously going to be Dexterity. It's just too good for our class, so we're going to make that the max of 15, add +1 to that from our race, making a total of 16. Next up is going to be our Intelligence, which is going to be a 13. Ours is going to get boosted by 1, making it a 14. Next is our Constitution, which will also be a 14. Then Charisma, which will be a 10. However, it'll get a +2 from our race, making it 12. Wisdom, which will also be a 12. And then last but not least, our dumb stat, which will be our Strength. We don't need Strength. We're never going to need Strength for this build. Now into the class itself. Ultimately, our end goal with the class is going to be a rogue with the Arcane Trickster archetype. This combination allows us to incorporate magic while maintaining her stealth and agility. But getting into the nitty-gritty breakdown of it, we're going to start at level 1 rogue which will give us sneak attack, which is a d6 extra damage when we have advantage, or when an ally is within 5 feet of the target, as well as Thieves' Cant, which will give us secret language only other rogues know. On top of this, we also get 4 skills from Rogue, which will be Acrobatics, Investigation, Perception, and Sleight of Hand. Level 2 Rogue, we're going to get Cunning Action, which gives us bonus action to dash, disengage, and hide. Level 3 Rogue, we're going to choose our subclass, which is Arcane Trickster. This will give us spellcasting ability using intelligence as a spellcaster. This is why we had our intelligence so high. As well as Mage Hand Legerdemain, which when we use Mage Hand, we can make it do more intricate things, such as disarming traps or picking locks. Lastly, our sneak attack will also go up to a 2d6 instead of 1. As for the spells we're going to take, we do get Mage Hand, as well as 2 additional cantrips, which will be Minor Illusion and Message. Seeing as Lucy can kind of connect other people's brains and just message them, Message fits very well in Minor Illusion, which she hacks into people's brains and, confuses the opponent. As well as 3 first-level spells, which will be Disguise Self, Detect Magic, and Shield. Disguise Self is pretty self-explanatory. We're going to Disguise Self, Detect Magic, again, also pretty self-explanatory. Detect Magic, or aka other netrunners in the area. And Shield is just a reaction ability that we can get to protect ourselves in a pinch. At level 4, we're going to go Rogue again and get an ability score improvement to increase our Dexterity by 2, bumping it up to a total of 18, as well as 1 additional first level spell, which will take Illusionary Script. When we write on a piece of parchment, paper, or some other suitable writing material and imbue it with potent illusion that lasts for the duration of the spell. To you and any creatures you designate when you cast a spell, the writing appears normal, written in your hand, and conveys whatever meaning you intended when you wrote the text. To all others, however, the writing appears as if it was written in an unknown or magical script that is unintelligible. Alternatively, you can cause the writing to appear into an entirely different message written in a different hand or language, though the language must be one you know. Should spell be dispelled, the original script and illusion both disappear, and a creature with 2 straight can see the message. So just keep that in mind. Level 5, we are going to get Uncanny Dodge, which we can use a reaction to half the damage of a attack, as well as Sneak Attack being boosted to 3d6. Level 6, we are going to get Proficiency Expertise, which will give us expertise in 2 proficiencies of our choice. We're going to choose Investigation and Perception. However, feel free to choose what you wish. Level 7, we are going to get quite a few things, starting with Evasion. You avoid damage from area effects spells with a successful Dexterity saving throw. Our Sneak Attack will go up to 4d6, and we'll also gain access to 2nd level spells, which we will be taking Invisibility. Pretty self-explanatory there, I feel like. Level 8, we will get another ability score improvement. This one we'll put into Intelligence, bumping it up to a total of 16. And we'll also get 1 last spell, which is Mirror Image. 3 illusionary duplicates of yourself appear in your space until the spell ends. The duplicates move with you and mimic your action, shifting distance so it's impossible to track which image is real. You can use your action to dismiss illusionary duplicates. Each time a creature attacks you during the spell's duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. If you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack to a duplicate. With 2, you have to roll an 8 or higher, and then with 1, you have to roll 11 or higher. Duplicate's AC equals 10 plus your Dexterity modifier. If an attack hits a duplicate, the duplicate is destroyed. A duplicate can be destroyed only by an attack that hits it. It ignores all their damage and effects. The spell ends when all 3 duplicates are destroyed. A creature is unaffected by the spell if it can't see, if it relies on senses other than sight, such as blind sight, or it can perceive illusions as false with true sight. And that's it. That's the full build. As always with these builds, I don't go all the way up to level 20 because I want to give you guys versatility and options to choose what you wish for the class and what to do with your character. I will give the pros and cons of this build though, however, as people were asking for this in the last video. So the pros. You are extremely versatile with combat and magic. The Arcane Trickster combines material prowess with spellcasting, so you are good in a lot of situations. You can deal significant damage with Sneak Attack and use your spells for utility and defense. On top of that, you are proficient in potentially up to 8 things, more than likely 6, if you followed my guide. and you have expertise in 2 of them. You are just a skill junkie through and through. That's what all rogues eventually can become. And it's going to be very helpful for the group as a whole. Then you also have stealth and mobility between your cunning action and visibility and mirror image. You are going to be very hard to hit with cunning action, invisibility, mirror image, uncanny dodge, and evasion. And a spell shield as well, just as a potential quick boost in AC when needed. It's a lot of good stuff you got going for you. However, there are a couple cons with this. And that is, again, the complexity of the build. Managing both rogue abilities and spellcasting can be challenging, especially for new players. On top of that, we have our spell management. I gave you a rough estimate of spells to take, but our spells are very limited, and we don't have a lot to use with them. So choosing the right spells and knowing when to use them adds an extra layer to complexity of the build. Then, of course, we also have our lower hit points. Rogue's hit die is only a D8, so you're gonna be kind of squishy, especially when our constitution, while good, is not great. It's a little on the lower side. So you just do have to be careful about your positioning and the use of your defensive skills, especially when some of those skills require spell slots. That being said, that's the full build, guys. I've been your host, Jesus64. Let me know down in the comment section who you want next time. Otherwise, I'll just keep picking on myself. But until next time, I've been your host, Jesus64. Farewell!